Thanks for listening to the Chiro Hacker Lab podcast, where Dr. Tirado is giving doctors instant access to the tools and tips to hack their practices to success. So if you're wondering whether you have what it takes to become a chiro hacker, we invite you to visit us at www.chirohackerlabs.com.
Hello and welcome back. This is Dr. Jason Tirado from Chiro Hacker Labs. And today we are going to be talking about why calling your patients actually might be hurting you rather than helping you. And when I say calling up your patients, I'm talking about calling up your patients for things like reactivations and things of that nature. But before I get started, look, I just want to thank God for everybody to be here. I'm very, very grateful for everybody being on this Facebook Live. I'm very grateful for everybody being healthy and happy. I hope everybody's practice is doing great. And so let's get started, right? But before I actually get started with this, I want to just I want to air something out for a quick minute, right? And really what I want to talk about is chiropractors helping out other chiropractors. We've got this Facebook mastermind, and I got to tell you something. I love the comments that go back and forth with each other. I love seeing the comments, positive comments and negative comments, and I really try to make sure that this group strictly focuses on business. Like business and things that are related to business, which is why I don't really allow a lot of politics and things like that, to go on. No drama, but just I think this group is really great for business. And every now and then, they always say that, if you don't have any haters responding to your message, then you're not speaking loud enough, right? Or you're not getting your message out to enough people, right? I realize that there's going to be great comments and great feedback coming back, and then I know there's also going to be some shitty comments that are going to be coming back, right? But when I start getting ridiculous comments that come back, well, usually those are the people that are going to get booted out of this group. Putting in comments that really are just not just negative, but that are hurtful or hateful or designed to be hurtful. We really don't need that. We don't need that in the group. We don't need that inside our lives. And it's best to kind of separate yourself from people that are like that. So what I really want to talk about first is just to get a little, just to kind of get this out of the way. I really think that chiropractors should be helping out each other. I don't know about you, but look, I got a ton of responsibilities every single day that I've got people that I'm responsible for. Businesses that I'm responsible for. I've got a lot of demands that, on me every single day. And you know what? I'm sure that you probably have the exact same thing going on, right? And because of that, you and I don't know about you, but me, I really need support. And I need support on a daily basis. And it's not that I'm insecure, right? I'm very secure of myself, but I realize that that I do need support, right? And that plays an important part in my life. And that's one of the reasons why I put together this group, because I believe that chiropractors can be better if they are around other chiropractors that can provide them with support. And that's why I spend every single day, doing these types of Facebook Lives. And that's why I spend time inside this group, listening to questions, answering questions, asking my own questions. I mean, even if it's just for a few minutes a day, I always try to get into this group and I try to listen to people's input. And because it really helps me air things out in my brain with, or helps me take care of the challenges that I might have. I mean, you guys really help me out. And so, and when I can get my questions answered and when I can air things out in an environment in a mastermind environment of like-minded people, I can be much better. I can be a better doctor. I can be a better person. I can be better to myself. And if I'm better to myself, then I can be better, to others, others out there. And so, look, let's face it, in business and in chiropractic practice, there's a lot of questions that pop up, right? A lot of shit that we don't know and that things that we need to find out. And because look, we don't know everything. And let's face it, our profession, it's not easy, right? It's not. It's not the medical profession. We're not physical therapists, and our chiropractic profession is, we are very skeptical to the public's eye, and some public views us as dangerous. That's just a known fact. I'm not making that up. And so because of that, there's a lot of questions that pop up to every single chiropractor out there. Let's face it. And so, the profession really has a way of affecting us personally, right? On a business level, but as much on a business level, on a personal level. And so I find that members that are inside this group that share messages, share feelings, share ideas among each other, I find that those members that are inside this group and this mastermind, they do a lot better than other chiropractors out there. This Facebook group, it's because the members inside this group have a place where they can go to daily and they can shoot things back and forth. And they have a place where, if needed, they can work on themselves or they can work on their practice. And I just find that is invaluable. And as this Facebook group grows, I find that it becomes more and more valuable to my life. So again, if you need anybody, if there's anybody that you think should jump inside this group, invite them. I do everything that I possibly can to be able to support the members here and to help each other out, because I really do think that chiropractors, that we as chiropractors can do a heck of a lot more than just supporting our patients. I think we can support other chiropractors, right? And I think that we should do more, to help each other also, because when we help out each other, we can help out our profession. That's about it. That's my 2 cents. Let's I hope that makes sense. I hope, if that offends anybody, I apologize. But again, inside this group, it's a revolving door. It's free to come in and it's free to leave also if you don't like whatever we say. So let's kind of get started. I want to talk to you about is why I think that you shouldn't be calling your patients. Look, I realize your chiropractic assistant is great. I do. He or she is probably great at calling up patients, getting them to reschedule, getting them back into the office. I get that. But look, and I understand that, hey, maybe that's part of the job that you as a chiropractor should be doing, is reactivating your patients, or maybe that's why you hired that chiropractic assistant. It's part of the job that she's got to call and call up patients and remind them, hey, you got an appointment tomorrow, or call them to reactivate them, to get back into the office. Shouldn't they be busy doing something all the time, as it's part of their job? But the more they do, the more that you're getting out of them, right? Does that make sense? But the answer is no. It doesn't make sense. Look, you're good at calling every new patient inside the office after their first visit to check up on them, okay? But does that mean that it's right? Think about that. And let's say you get good responses. Does that mean that it's right? When you call up your patients for reactivations and they go, oh, thanks, doc, for recalling me. It's been a while, I know. I need to get in there. Or when you call them up an appointment reminder and they go, gee, thanks, doc. Thanks for reminding me. I know that they say thank you, and that may be working for you for keeping your statistics really high, but does that mean that, that it's right? And you know what? I think it's wrong. I really do. And I know, look, I think that you and your staff may think that doing stuff like this is really productive. It may already be part of your daily activities, but here's why you should not be calling your patients for those reasons. I believe that it does more harm than good, really. And I believe that it positions you in their mind as being needy, as wanting the patients more than they want you. And that's the way I have seen in 30 years of practice. I believe that doing that, calling reactivations and doing reminders, patient appointment reminders, I believe that it repels patients more than it attracts patients. And overall, it really decreases value and the perception of their doctors. And I believe that it's just horrible positioning on the doctor's part. And so I think you should stop it. The truth is that, look, let's face it, the truth is that you do it because you fear that what will happen if you don't. You think that they may not come in. And and that is the truth. You don't do it because of the benefit of the patient. Oh, I'm doing it because I love my patients. And my patients love when I call them at work to remind them they have an appointment. I mean, that's what you tell yourself, because a patient may tell you, oh, thanks, doc. But more than likely, they hang up that phone and they're like, what an asshole. Does that doctor really think that that I'm going to forget? I mean, holy smokes. That doctor is really an annoying pest. He's not a welcome guest. And you might even have the urge to continue doing these calls because, well, you think like, well, that's what my consultant told me to do, right? Because that's what my consultants told me to do. And I've had 6, 7, 8 consultants in 30 years of practice. And not one, all of them told me to do that, to call for the reactivations, call for the re-exams, call after the first adjustment. That's what I was taught by all my consultants. I mean, why? And I've seen all my friends, all my colleagues, that's what they do. And I think they've been doing it. Most chiropractors do that because they've just been doing it for so long that it just becomes part of the procedure. And they don't realize how counterintuitive it is. I can't even say that, counterintuitive, right? You see, when you eliminate all the policies inside and all those procedures and just do everything in your power to just offer to your patients great service, convenient service, a spectacular experience, and just give them what they want, right? Nothing more. Just give them what they want. Those things that I said, nothing less, right? And you make sure that your office, it looks great. You make sure that your office outside looks great. You make sure that you look great. You make sure that the chiropractic office treatment is great. Clinically, you've got great clinical skills. Your hands are like magic when you put them on somebody. When you do stuff like that, when you make sure that those foundations are in place, and you combine that with continuously communicating with your patients effectively, you've got a great rapport with them, a great relationship, a great reputation, and you have systems that position you as in good regards with your patients, then what's going to happen is those patients will just by default, automatically, almost magically, they will continue to stay inside your office. They will continue to pay you for your services, and they will continuously refer patients, their friends and family to you. That's just the way it works. That's human nature. It's human nature. So stop positioning yourself incorrectly. Stop looking desperate. Stop chasing your patients. It's not necessary. It's hurting you. If your patients want to come in, they'll come in. You don't have to be this parent, right? You don't have to be this parent. If they want to come in, they will come in. If they don't want to come in, they're not going to come in. And nothing you can do or say is going to force them to be able to come in. And if they don't come in, right, well then, you've got bigger problems inside your office. And chasing them and calling them and texting them and mailing them, that's not going to solve it. So you really have to look at your practice. Remember, you are not in the business of making sure that your employees are busy. You don't have to give them busy work. They don't need to go through the inactive patient list and call all those patients. That's not what you hire them for. You're in the business of making sure that every patient that comes inside your office has a wow experience. You're in the business of making sure that you're giving your patients what they want. You're making sure that you're making your chiropractic office hours convenient. You're making sure that your office looks great and adding tremendous value to your patients, right? You want to add so much value to your patient's visit that they almost feel like, shit, they're not paying enough for your treatment. That's the sweet spot. That's the magic. And that's the business that you're in, creating magic. And money, well, the money comes. The money is just a byproduct of just doing everything the right way. And it will come, and it will continuously come. And as long as you don't screw it up, it'll continue to come. All right, guys? I hope that makes sense. That's it for today. I'm Dr. Jason Tirado, Chirohacker Labs. Look, if you need any help building your practice, if you find that if you're stuck with something, shoot me a quick message and we can chat for a few minutes. If you want more information about my program, you can go to chirohackerlab.com. That's it for today. I love you guys. I pray to God Almighty that He blesses you with abundance in your lives and in your families and in your business. Take care, guys. I love you.